Welcome to another episode of the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast with me, Karen Maloney. Joining me on today's show, I have Helena Hart, who is a certified life and relationship coach, and she also has a master's degree in psychology, is an author and a master coach teacher. And Helena helps people from all around the world effortlessly attract love into their lives, and she can get results for you quickly. So whether you're recently single or you've been single for years, or you're in a relationship that seems to be going nowhere, Helena can help you quickly and permanently turn your love life around. So if you're ready to inspire the kind of deep attraction and devotion that makes a man fall in love with you and want to be with you forever, you need to listen to this episode. It was such a pleasure talking with Helena, and we really got into some big concepts during the show, but she broke it down into tangible steps as well that we can all do in our daily lives to help make massive shifts to manifest and attract everything that we want in our lives, not just relationships. Her tools and techniques are applicable to relationships, but also have knock-on effects in every aspect of our lives. And Helena leaves us with some powerful positive advice for attracting any of our desires. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Welcome to the show today, Helena Hart. I'm so excited to talk to you today. So you are a life and relationship coach. So why don't you explain a little bit about your work to us?
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I love talking about these really important topics. So yeah, like you said, I'm a certified life and relationship coach. My background's in psychology and education. I have a master's degree in psychology. So I've always been really interested in, helping people, helping women primarily improve their lives and their love lives specifically. I get so many questions every day, literally, from women who are having, a tough time in their love life, whether they're single and trying to attract the right guy. Maybe they've been single for a long time and they're starting to feel frustrated at the seeming lack of available men out there, right? Or if they're in a relationship and maybe things were going well for a little while, but now the man's backing off and pulling away and they're wanting to reconnect things. So it's usually women in one of those two categories that come to me for help. Fantastic.
Like that. So interesting. We're going to get into it because definitely those things resonate with me as well. Kind of coming to this type of work, did you always know you wanted to be a life, or I assume from a lot of your YouTubes, and we'll talk about your YouTube channel as well, which is hugely successful, and you have loads of incredible videos on there as well. But a lot of them are to do around relationship and kind of manifesting what you want. Is that, kind of have you found yourself that you have kind of specialized in the relationship area?
Yeah, absolutely. And the great thing is the tools that work to, either reconnect your relationship and, bring a man closer or attract the right man for you. Those same tools actually work to attract everything you want in all areas of your life, whether it be lots of money and success, the career of your dreams, your dream home, dream vacation, family, everything. So they actually work in all areas of your life. So yeah, typically women come to me for help with their relationship or with their love life. But then once that kind of gets on track, a lot of women say, how do I use these tools to attract more money or to make a change in my career or to get pregnant and have a baby? It really works to attract anything you want. So yeah, I call it like the feminine art of attraction. I did a whole program on how to tap into your feminine energy to attract everything in life, not just the man and the relationship, but it really works in all areas of your life.
Fantastic. And that whole feminine, masculine energy is something that really resonates with me as well. And I think for a lot of women, and even in society as well. And, I found some of your videos really powerful as well. I think a lot of us, we have our energies a bit out of whack, as in we all have male and female energy, whether, masculine or feminine. And we kind of all need to have them in balance. And I know for me personally, my feminine energy was like so low down. It was, I was way stronger in my masculine. And I think that's something to do with society, but also it was something within myself as well. That I had blocked off my feminine energy. And
Yes.
I saw the whole feminine energy, and especially vulnerability, as kind of like a weakness. Whereas in actual fact, it is so powerful and beautiful in its own way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What you just described is just what I hear, 95% of the time. And I was certainly there myself. I was the most kind of stuck in my head, stuck in my masculine energy kind of person.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, society, well, a lot of us have been brought up placing our worth or our value on what we can do or accomplish and give to others. And that's a great thing. It's not that my work is not about squashing your masculine energy down. It's really about ramping up both, as you know, if you've seen my videos, just using them in a way that works for you. But yeah, what you said is what I hear from so many women. Their feminine energy has just kind of been covered up, and they have no idea, what to do when a man's in front of them and they're feeling attracted to him. They tend to want to shut down and freeze up and not be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And when we do that, it really moves things forward. It just doesn't last for very long unless you can really tap into that feminine side of yourself and learn how to draw him in that way. It's that polarity that keeps him coming towards you.
Oh, incredible. It's so fascinating. How do we get more in our feminine? What do we need to start recognizing within ourselves? Or, what do we need to start changing or moving towards? Or, where do we make that shift from being
Great question.
So
Great
masculine
question. Yeah.
to the feminine?
If this is, for everyone listening, if this is kind of your first time I'm hearing this, and I've explained this so much before, I'm sure everyone's familiar with these terms, but masculine energy is the part of us that's about thinking and doing and planning and making decisions, right? Getting things done, figuring things out. Like I said, works great in other areas of your life. Not so great in relationships. If you've ever tried to make something happen with a man, it just doesn't work, at least not for very long. So your feminine energy is the part of you that's about feeling, being in the moment, expressing yourself, responding, receiving, trusting, and allowing. It's at the other side. So you can think of it as when you're up in your head thinking and planning, you're in your masculine energy. If you can drop down into your body, you're in your feminine energy. So for everyone listening to this, you can really get in touch with what you're feeling right now. And a lot of times that's really hard for women. And I can feel this way a lot of times. If we're just rushing through our day, kind of going from one obligation to another, we have no idea what we're feeling. We're cut off from this part of us. Yeah. So often it's, go with a body sensation, right? See if there's a tightness or tension somewhere, like in your shoulders or your stomach or something like that. And just that awareness, putting your awareness into your body. You can't be up in your head and putting your awareness in a body sensation at the same time. I found body sensations are kind of like a gateway into your deeper feelings that'll help you kind of drop down and get in. Feelings will start to come up when you start to do this. So that's just one quick, easy tool for people who have a hard time getting into that feminine energy place.
That is fantastic. Great advice there. And I think such a simplistic actually way of describing the masculine and feminine energies, that people will probably be able to go, oh yeah, I relate to. Because like that, we all have, whether we're male or female, have both energies, and we need both energies. But it's about the balance and when to be in what energy. And yeah, I know for me, I was definitely so off on the feminine side at times. Right. So that's some fantastic advice. So
absolutely. And it, by the way, do it when you're with a man, like when you're with your man or when you're on a date. If you just imagine him in front of you, you're probably up in your head, wondering what to say next, wondering what he's thinking or where things are going. If you can you don't have to even say anything. Just you putting your attention on a body sensation or searching for a feeling is like the sexiest thing in the world to a man. I promise you, he will instinctively come closer to you. You'll feel it the second you do this. That's why people love my tools, because they work so quickly. And it's in a way that you can keep it going forever. Like you said, because it's authentic. It's a part of who you are, right?
That is powerful. And I know kind of myself and my own journey and where I'm at, I've, recognized, I suppose, being cut off from my vulnerability, and I suppose, tracing it back to, as a child, I made a decision and saw vulnerability as a weakness. So that's completely where I blocked myself. But absolutely what you've just said, like, since I recognized that or noticed that, like, I just feel my energy, my mindset, everything has shifted just with that simple kind of awareness. And to the point as well that what's happening and what's coming towards me from like male energy as well is like, I'm like laughing to myself going, this is hilarious. Like, it's nearly like instant, you know, that I've had this energy shift within myself. What's presenting, what's showing up is totally different. So I think... Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that. I love
your advice
that.
is spot on.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so funny. I was just checking my YouTube channel right before we jumped on the line here. And somebody said, I watched one video and I just tried that tool. And now I have 4 men asking me out for Valentine's Day, which is in a couple of days. I don't know what to do with all these men coming at me now. That's the feedback I get. So it really does work. It really, really works.
It really does work. And like you say as well, it's not just then on, you know, the emotional level or attracting a man or the love or whatever. It's everything, because it's, well, I know for me as well, it was kind of an acceptance of all of me, which again just filters out into every aspect of life. Everything just goes up a level.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. And oh gosh, we could probably do 20 different, 20 different podcast recordings on this. Yeah. The vulnerability, you have to learn how to be vulnerable with yourself first and really go into those parts of yourself and embrace and love and accept all these parts of yourself, because you can't really expect a man to accept and love parts of you that you haven't faced yourself, right? The degree to which a man can love you is only that which has been accomplished inside of yourself already. So I love everything you said. Wow.
That has made
amazing.
Made so much sense as well. And you know, it's like that as well. And that's why it's so great to share and to talk and to connect in with others as well. Because I think in some sense we all go through these things, and it's only by, you know, we feel them, but at times we don't understand them. And then when you like listen to something, or, you know, like one of your YouTube clips or something, and you can just kind of start make sense of things within yourself, it's just like, oh my God. And now as well, I can see so clearly that, you know, it's like the old saying of you have to put on your mask first, you know, before you can help others, and, you know, love yourself first before you can love others. I had a lot of self-love, but wasn't fully accepting. So I can see now that that's what I was attracting as well. Although they might have been, like, for the most part, were high quality individuals, they were still unaccepting of all parts of themselves as well. So what you've just said about, you know, when you receive to the level that we give to ourselves is crucial as well.
Oh yeah. It's huge. I mean, yeah, these are such big concepts, but it is really true. Yeah. The place to go. I mean, so many people come to me and they're just like, what do I say to this guy? How do I make him do what I want him to do? And it's so much bigger than that. I mean, I could give you something to say and it might work in the short term, but really until you make some of these shifts within yourself and really start loving yourself, embracing every single thing, every feeling that's coming up in you, you have to do that first if you want to make these shifts that are going to, you know, give you permanent lasting results. And really you can take this throughout the course of your lifetime once you kind of have the foundation of this down.
That's it. Permanent, lasting. Everything starts from within, you know, connecting to that. It's like, was it Wayne Dyer who says, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change, you know, change them within yourself, or if things are reflecting back. Or for me, like I could see, you know, a block so clearly in another man, and I'd be like, oh my God, you're so incredible, and this, that, and the other, and you're amazing and generous, and you've got this incredible heart, but there's just something, you've just got this wall around your heart and whatnot. And then months later, it hit me. It was like, oh my God, it's me. It's my wall. You know, the reflections.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Every man that shows up oh my gosh, your insights are I want to.
I've been on a journey, Helena. I've been on a journey.
So beautiful.
2018 was just.
Wow. Yes. So it's, you know, every man that shows up is a messenger. They're this beautiful mirror that's reflecting back to you something that might need to shift within yourself. Just like you said, right? Oh my gosh. I always say, we attract men who are like a mirror image of our own masculine energy, right? So if again, our masculine energy, the part of us that's about doing and taking care of things, if your masculine energy is not taking care of your feminine energy, meaning creating the space for her to just feel what she's feeling and intuit what's going on around her, if you're not taking care of yourself, that's going to be reflected back to you. So if, for example, you attract men who kind of make you feel like you're not quite good enough, you can really ask, where are you where are you being hard on yourself? Where are you being a little perfectionistic or blaming yourself or beating yourself up? If you attract men who keep you waiting or who don't want to commit to you, where are you waiting in other areas of your life? Where are you not committing to your own dreams and desires? See how it's all related. I hope I'm explaining that clearly, because it's a huge concept.
Yeah. Well, to me anyway, that makes perfect sense. I was attracting to the level of how my masculine energy looked after my feminine, which, oh my God, my masculine just did not give my feminine any space whatsoever, or like,
right.
Wouldn't let her out hardly at all. I was just so like go, go, go and hustle and trying and thinking and planning and doing. And wow, that's actually powerful as well to see it from that side.
Totally. And it's funny because we think that that's what a man's going to find attractive. If we're like the most, successful, beautiful, funny, witty, cool girl in the world, we think like, what's the problem? Why isn't he committing to me? When that's not what a man truly values. What your value as a woman is in your energy. Yeah. It's this other side of you, because your feminine energy is very mysterious to a man. It's very intriguing and attractive. And if you're connected to your heart and you're able to express yourself from that place, that's what allows a man to kind of drop down into his heart, which is a very rare thing for men these days. Most men, especially if they're masculine energy men, that's where this deep heart-to-heart connection is created. It's not by being up in your head and connecting on this intellectual level. I mean, that's nice. It's great to have that connection and also a physical connection. It's a great thing, but that's not what makes a man fall in love. What makes a man fall deeply in love and want to commit is this deep heart-to-heart connection and bond that he feels. And most people have no idea how to create it. I know I certainly didn't. I had no idea what I was doing. It took me a long time to kind of figure out how this works. A lot of trial and error, a lot of, books and programs and things I went through. So it's about connecting to your heart so you can connect to a man's heart. That's really where it's at.
Amazing. And you've just said life experience is the best experience. So, you're doing what you're doing and teaching what you're teaching because obviously, you've been through it as well. So that's the most crucial factor as well. But I love what you said there as well. Like at the end of the day, we are energetic beings, bigger than physical bodies. Like our energy is so much more powerful, and that's kind of what we often feel more than anything when it's off. And often in our heads it doesn't make sense, but it's because it's that energy, that deeper universal thing going on as well, if you want to call it that. So yeah, that makes so much sense. But you know what I found as well, since I have completely flipped, 2018 was just like, Karen, brought me to my knees in a way, and was just like, just stop trying so hard in every aspect and just down tools. And once I had that realization that, I was so disconnected from my feminine and not in that place, and switched into that place, like I say, just these incredible things are happening. But even better than that, it just feels so damn good. As in, it feels so much easier, and it's flowing, and it's like easy and sensual, and just, I feel like I can breathe again.
Oh my gosh, that is the best feedback I could ever get from anybody. And I love hearing that. And this is what I want everyone to take away from this, is it's that shift in your energy. It's the shift in the way you're feeling, in your emotional state. That is the manifestation, if you want to call it, that you're reaching for. That's all you want to do. You don't want to be doing all these things to try to make some big shift on the outside. You can't get there from there. And there are many reasons for that. I could talk for hours
Again,
just on that one topic,
yeah.
right? Yeah. But if what you're reaching for is just what you said, just a little feeling of relief, just feeling better, now everything you want can start making its way into your life experience. It's like there was a little crack in your resistance, and now a whole bunch of good things can just flow right in. And there's a lot of scientific reasons for this. Maybe we could talk about this another time, but sounds like that's the way you've experienced it. I've certainly seen that happen in every area of my life. So that's what you want to do. Just reach for a little feeling that's better. Reach for the best feeling thought you have access to.
Oh,
now
yeah.
you're making yourself, you're in the receptive mode. Again, receiving is a feminine energy quality rather than leaning forward and trying to make all these things happen and frantically trying to put all the puzzle pieces of your life together. If everyone listening can just lean back and just imagine, just by your own kind of gravitational pull, your own feminine energy, all the puzzle pieces are swirling around you and coming together all on their own, right? Now that is a much more relaxing kind of way of living, isn't it?
Absolutely. I am just like, it feels like bliss compared to how I was. And it's so funny as well. Recently, a friend, I was talking to a guy that I'd met when I was traveling recently, and he had said something to me, and it just, for me, showed me how much I changed as well. Cause I was like, oh my God, I don't feel like I'm that person anymore. I feel like a totally different person. And that was incredible, because I was like, wow, this is a real transformation. As in, it's not just something that I thought or I think. I'm like, I actually feel different, and it feels flowing. And now I tell all my friends, I'm like, I am flowing with what is coming to me. I'm just in my zone. I'm just going with it, because I exhausted myself the other way, and it just doesn't work long term.
Yeah. I love how you said that. Yeah, this is really the way we were set up to be as women. This is our default setting as the feminine energy partner, if you want to think of it in terms of relationship. But yeah, receiving is more of our default setting. That's why we get so burned out when we're doing and giving so much, and we can get sick and really just completely, mess up our hormonal systems and everything if we're not managing our energy in the right way.
Yeah, and 100%, that's just what I did to myself at the end of last year. Like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, I was just burnt. I was just done, which is good, because then I saw the realization. I was like, oh, yay. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be that hard. This is like the best thing ever. But I love as well how, when you have that energy shift, it's like, and again, it's the bigger level of the self-love, the self-acceptance, like everything, like every nook and cranny of myself. And now, that shift goes another level, as in, I'm like, oh, now I see my worth as well, and I'm sure that happens for every woman. It's like, okay, now I see. And it's not from an egotistical sense. It's like, oh my God, I see my true worth and my true value and my true feminine, and just how beautiful it all is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was so powerful. And that's it. And it's so much of the time, that's such a foreign concept to us. I know it certainly was for me, right? For just imagining a man, for example, loving you because of who you are, not because of what you can do for him or give to him. It's like, that's such a foreign concept. And it's like, normally that shows up, we want to push that away and then go after the unavailable man, because that's what feels familiar and safe, right? So that just a metaphor when it comes to relationships, but really in all areas of your life. If you're like, this, standing in your worth and your value and coming from this place of just total self-love and love for others and compassion and everything, like you said, you become attractive to the whole world, to every opportunity around you. It's amazing the things that can show up in your life when you're coming from this place.
Totally. And even more for ourselves, like, more than anyone, we ourselves, when we make the shift, get the benefit, because we live with ourselves day in, day out, every single day, 24/7, 365 days. We can never get away from ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's actually just so beautiful to feel this way and to have this shift and to just be feminine and receiving and flowing and just in it. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, I have the biggest smile on my face right now. I wish you could see me. Just listening to you say that.
I can hear it. I can hear it through your words.
Oh, good. Yeah. You are the person you're going to be spending the rest of your life with, for everyone listening. Right. So you're going to love yourself and enjoy your own company and not outsource that and constantly be seeking that love and validation outside of yourself, because another human being is not going to be able to give that to you in a way that's sustainable, right? A man might give you a little love and reassurance, and that feels incredible, right? But he can't keep that up forever. He's just another person, right? What your soul is seeking is that love and reassurance and, really being heard and understood by yourself. And that's where getting some coaching or going, doing some of this deep inner work can really help. That's really where everything starts.
Absolutely. It's all about reconnecting to our souls because, our true essence is in there, hidden behind everything else. And, that's even the intent behind my podcast as well, to have some of these conversations, because once you connect back into that, it's just magical and it's just, it's infinite, the possibilities then. So it's so powerful and so, I think, necessary as well to have these conversations continually now more than ever, because clearly a lot of people are in their heads. You see it from the burnout and the stress and everything as well, generally in life. So yeah, it's vital, and I'm delighted you mentioned the word soul as well, because it's the most beautiful part of us.
Yeah, I think there's this Rumi quote that I love, is the desire to know your own soul will end all other desires. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but yeah, it's so much bigger. This work is so much bigger than most people realize, until they, really start going deep. I mean, there's so many tools, so many amazing things I could give you. I'd love to do another interview sometime on some specific things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Love it.
But yeah, that's where everything starts. Just, if you can really uncover some of these parts of yourself that you might have been stuffing down, because let me tell you, if you're stuffing down something, you are going to attract it out there in the world. If you have a lot of anger and rage, but you're kind of sitting on it, you don't want to face that part, you will attract angry men and be attracted to angry men so they can express that for you. It's a system, right? Then you feel released and you can kind of love that part of yourself and also hate that part of yourself out there in someone else. And this is like a cycle that people sometimes just go their whole lifetimes, just repeating these patterns over and over. So you can so easily turn this around. It might not be easy, but it can happen a lot faster than you think, right?
Absolutely.
Once you just need to face that part of yourself. It just needs a little love from you. Now you're going to start attracting different experiences on the outside.
Totally. It's completely just starting to create some awareness and start to notice it, because half the time, sometimes, things are often so embedded. Often we don't see what we don't see. Sometimes the universe really needs to knock you in the head loads of times, like me, that it was like, wow, Karen, how did I miss this? Now it's so glaringly obvious. But I think that's so vital, just to start to bring that awareness, because, you said it there, and people should listen back to that point, whatever is repressed within us. And, everyone has something as well, because, we all have lives and we all have stories and patterns and, things. So just start to get curious about that part, because like you say, it may not be easy to get there, but actually once you get there, it's very easy to change. Once you shine the light in it, it's almost like it dissipates instantly.
Oh yeah. It's almost like the way out of it is going through it. It's almost like, climbing down into a deep tunnel and it's really scary and you don't want to go there. But then if you've ever had that experience where you're kind of on the verge of tears all day, if you finally just let yourself cry, it's over in 10 minutes, right? You just feel it. And then you get bored and you're ready. You're on to the next thing. But it's the resisting, it's the pushing down your feelings and trying to run away and distance yourself from them that keeps us in this place where we become this tense person, and it blocks what we want from coming towards us. Yeah,
it's so true. And it's just something you said there as well. It reminds me of, we need to look at children more as well. When a child is really angry or something, they have a massive tantrum, they go crazy for 10 minutes, they let it all out, and then they're an angel again. It's done. It doesn't stick. It doesn't resonate. It just passes through. Emotions are meant to be transient and pass through. We're not meant to hold on to them and embed them, because that's when they start causing issues. So have the cry, have the scream, let it out.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that you said that. Yeah, they have it figured out. Animals too. If you watch it, they just follow their instincts.
Yeah.
They want, they don't talk themselves out of what they want. They know they're loved, know they're worthy, and they follow their impulses. Same with kids a lot of times until they, learn, until they
the
grow up and
kicks in.
Exactly. But yeah, they kind of have it figured out. They're kind of closer to this receptive mode where you can start receiving impulses from your intuition, and then it's like the trail lighting up, and then you follow the clues, and it's this like magical, like wonderful ride where this path is unfolding right before your feet, right? You don't have to go searching for your path. You get yourself, you match your energy to your desires, and it just unfolds right beneath you.
Oh, love it. Absolutely. And I know a lot of, Esther Hicks or Abraham Hicks, they would talk about as well, like whatever we can conceive or think of or dream of, it's already done. It's already there. It's already in the universe. What is not done is the work within ourselves to match the frequency of what we actually want, which is what you were saying exactly as well at the beginning, in relation to attracting relationships and everything as well. So it's all interconnected. It's all so magical. And once you start to, I suppose, open up to it and notice it, it's so inspiring and incredible. And you're like, you get this, you want to be even more curious and go with the sensations and the feelings and, those seemingly mad ideas that pop in your head. But that's your gut, that's your intuition, that's your soul talking. And the more you have that communication, the stronger it becomes, and next thing you're just flowing.
Oh, I'm such a fan of everything you mentioned. Yeah, it's so amazing. It's like, if everyone listening, if you can just, cause I know these are huge concepts, so I like to put them into really tangible things that you can do, right? So just think of a desire you want, right? The man you want to step up and show up more powerfully for you, maybe a career change or more money or something. If you can just think of what you want as done, like it's done, it's done. And it's no big deal. It's not this thing that's so far off in the future. If you can think of it as like just the next logical step, then that's when it's about to show up. If it doesn't feel like the next logical step, you're not ready for it yet. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. You're just not ready for it yet. But you might be ready for something else that's a step towards it. But we get frustrated if the next step doesn't take us directly there, and then we start missing the clues, right? Yeah. So if you were to think of it as if you have a desire for an amazing relationship, let's say, if that's done, that is there, it's on its way to you. Now you can be at this place where you're just waiting expectantly for it to unfold in your life experience. And in the meantime, you're having a really good time. You're just having the time of your life, and that's done. That's, the universe is tending to it. It's on its way to you in perfect timing. Absolutely. Everything's unfolding the way it's supposed to. You can start kind of talking to yourself like that and believing things to be that way. It's amazing how quickly they can start to show up. Most people just hold themselves apart from what they want. I love what you said. If you have a desire for something, I believe it's like 99.9% done. Yeah. But people hold themselves in that like 0.01%, sometimes the rest of their lives, because they doubt it, right? They want it and they doubt it, and they have this like split energy, and now it just can't show up. So yeah, my work is really in turning all of this around.
Incredible. Powerful work. It's so necessary as well. Well, just something as well, I think that was a really, like you're saying, tangible. You like to give tangible steps. There was one question in one of your videos that came across, and again, it was just like so powerful, but so simple. A bit of a bitter pill to swallow. I was like, but so true. And that's, you asked the question, is his energy coming towards you?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that's like so on point.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Here's what happens, and I love that. So I was so excited to hear what the question was that resonated with you.
Up.
And, I hear that so often. Yeah. For a man to even qualify, I say, two things need to be in place. His energy needs to be coming towards you consistently, And second thing is you need to feel really good about yourself in his presence. So often we get so focused on a man and his qualities, like, oh, he's so smart and he has a great job and he's funny and gorgeous. And we get so focused on how we feel about him that we don't even ask ourselves these two questions. Is his energy coming towards you consistently? And how do you feel about yourself when you're with him, right? How do you feel about yourself in his presence, both when he's right in front of you physically and when he's not?
Yeah.
And I talk so much about taking your focus off of a man and putting it on yourself. And that's what brings him closer. That's one way to do it. So many people get wrapped up in a man and how they feel about him. They're kind of ignoring the fact that he's not really consistently showing up for you in a way that's like, he's not pursuing you in a consistent way. So yeah, that's a great way to see if a man even qualifies to get to spend any time with you at all. I get a lot of comments on that video. I know which one you're talking about, where they say, oh, the answer to that question, number one, is no, he doesn't even qualify. And here I am obsessing about him and spending all my time thinking about him. Right?
Yeah. Oh,
it's such a common thing.
Yeah. So powerful. But again, like I say, a bit of a bitter pill to swallow, but then so freeing to be like, oh yeah, why waste your energy when you ask yourself that simple question? And I love the fact that you use the word qualify, because absolutely they need to qualify. We don't need to just, and again, it's not from an egotistical place that I'm saying that, and it totally comes from an energetic shift. When you have that true value for yourself, you do look at things differently and be like, yeah, well, they do kind of need to qualify for me, because I want to be adored and cherished and wanted, and
absolutely,
the thing that we don't have to accept something that we're not happy with or fulfill us.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, it can be so easy to put a man on a pedestal, especially if you're not attracted to that many guys. This one guy comes along, you finally are excited about someone. What do? We put him on a pedestal, and then we can't help it. We subtly are trying to kind of prove ourselves to him and win him over, even in these kind of subconscious ways. All of that just pushes him away. It kills his attraction to you. It blocks the connection. So yeah, with those questions, what we're doing is we're taking him off that pedestal, right? And you have to kind of start seeing yourself as the prize. Like you said, not
on the pedestal.
Yeah, exactly. And actually that's what a man wants. If you have him as like the center of your universe up on a pedestal, he can feel that. And it just feels like pressure to him. It really just blocks his desire to keep coming towards you. He might not be able to put his finger on it, but there's just something off there. Whereas you take him off that pedestal, it's like this pressure valve gets released and he will start pursuing you if he's truly the right one for you.
Perfect. That's just so incredible. And now I'm just wondering, I'm like, God, how do we get it so wrong? Like, where does it all go wrong? Do men have the same issues and the same problems? Or like, is it just women because we're that more kind of creative, emotional, nurturing side that we kind of latch on quicker? Or
yeah, that's such a great question. I think a lot of times it goes both ways. I've had some really interesting experiences doing live streams on YouTube, and men will jump on and they'll say, you have no idea how often women pull away, or they'll say, how do I get my woman to connect more with me? So there are a lot of really conscious men out there who are doing similar work, right? We do it too. Have you ever kind of strung a guy along just because you liked him, you liked the attention, you weren't really all that into him, but you were okay just responding to him and spending time with him? We can tend to do this too sometimes without realizing it, right? So a lot of this goes both ways, but as women, we can get so deeply bonded to a man. We have that oxytocin that kicks in and right. And so, especially
bonded too soon is the problem. Bonded too soon.
We can get overly invested, and that's a big problem out there. We get overly invested in a man who's not really investing or committing to us quite yet. And so, I call it like getting laser focused on a man. So you want to really zoom out and get this bigger view, and that opens up the space for him to come towards you. And now you're looking at him going, a little more dispassionately, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's see if we're on the same page. Let's see if we'd be a good match. Not, okay, what do I do? How do I make this guy like me? How do I make him commit to me? If you're coming from that place, you're coming from a masculine energy, results oriented place. And that's just never going to work for you. Not for the long haul.
And like you say, I actually think a lot of men are very, very highly intuitive energetically as well, without them even realizing. So when our energy is way off, they're going to pick up, or if we're more in our masculine, they're going to pick up in that energy, and they may not know why. Like they're not connecting in such a sense, but like, because mentally it may all work on paper, but why is that kind of repel? And it's on that energetic level. Oh my God, Helena, honestly, I could talk to you forever, and I know time is like flying by. So, and you're like super busy. So, I really appreciate you coming on. Any, I suppose, parting kind of tips? I know we've gone through a lot, and we have, like, people listen back. You've given so many tips, but any, I suppose, parting words or of advice, or what's one of the biggest things, I suppose, maybe that you see or you get asked? What, maybe we've touched on it, maybe we haven't. This was so much fun, by the way. I would love to do this again sometime. I love talking about these big concepts. When someone is into that stuff, I get so excited. I get fired up. And into the
time
big
just flies by. Just, if I get a lot of questions about what to do when men pull away, what happens if they don't want to commit. We touched on that a little bit. I have hundreds of videos, literally. So maybe you could include a link to my YouTube channel. People can search for their specific situation. I can pretty much guarantee I've done a couple videos on it, whatever your situation is. So there's a lot of things with their relationships. I would just say in general, if you have a desire for something, for more love in your life, more fulfillment, just more happiness or adventure, whatever it is, you are automatically worthy of that. And there's no big price to pay, right? You just have to, like you said so beautifully, just match your energy to the frequency of your desire, and then it can start flowing in. And once you do that, and even just thinking about that takes your focus off of that man for 1 second, and just it zooms you out and gives you this bigger view of your life, right?
Absolutely.
And you can really start attracting what you want very easily once you match your energy and your beliefs to your desires. This is all my feminine art of attraction concepts, right? Just matching your energy to your desires. Just that energy alone of searching for ways to do that and feeling your way through this. Like I said, most attractive magnetic energy, and things will start assembling themselves. The whole universe will move just by your sheer wanting of something. If you can really get into that receptive mode, everything, all these players and characters and circumstances will conspire and swirl and circle around you and assemble themselves in front of you in perfect timing, in the perfect order, and even in like humorous ways, right? So just believe that it's possible. You could not be more worthy of everything you want, and watch expectantly for things to unfold in a easy, comfortable way.
Wow. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And yes, I 100% agree. People, get on the side of the universe, because it really does have our best interests at heart, way more magical and incredible than our thinking mind can even comprehend. So that's why I say, just start to let go of it, surrender, and just, like you used before, lean into it. But Helena, absolutely 100%. People definitely, I'll put in the links to your Facebook and your website, and I know you have like a free download material for people on your website, and absolutely just people go check out her videos. They're incredible and powerful. And I'm so thrilled to have this conversation today.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention my website, helenahartcoaching.com. I have a free report and audio training. It's called 3 Keys to Attract the Man You Want. Works great if you're single or in a relationship. Really go deep into some of these, subconscious drives and patterns that might be blocking that man from coming towards you. So it's free. Go check that out. Love to have everyone come on my YouTube channel. We have an amazing community of really smart, conscious, high value, incredible women over there. So, yes, would love to have everyone join. And yeah, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I'd love to do it again sometime.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast with me, Karen Maloney. Be sure to like, subscribe and share the podcast if you have enjoyed it, and also pop over to www.karenmaloney.wellbeing.com and click podcast for all the show notes and links.